And now we welcome to the stage our third top 4 team all the way from California, Adrian Wilcox High School with Manish Mothi, Joshua Ching, Diane Shi, and Chloe Michelle. Come on up, guys. You're next.
All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Final Four. You have 10 minutes to present. At 9 minutes, I will give you a 1-minute warning. At 10 minutes, I will ask you to stop. After that, the judges will have 5 minutes to ask you follow-up questions where I will give you a 1-minute warning. Okay, with that being said, round of applause for our team. And you may begin. Can we reset the clock, please? Just do a tech check really quick with the microphone.
Hello? Hello?
Okay, here we go. So you may begin.
Cool. Hello, judges. We are all financial advisors here from Cash Money Financial Consulting. My name is Joshua Ching.
My name is Manish Mothi.
My name is Diane Shi.
And my name is Chloe Michelle. Today we're going to be advising the Wallace family in regards to their financial situation. For the purpose of this, we're assuming that they live in the state of Cleveland, Ohio. So now let's meet the Wallace family. Steve is 47. He's a master electrician making $80,000 a year. Emily, his wife, is 46. She's a paralegal making $64,000 a year. John, Steve's father, is 80 and is currently living in an assisted health facility. They have one son named Andrew, who is currently 18, and a niece named Olivia. This is the 5-step financial advising process that Cash Money follows for all of our financial people. So this is what we'll be using for the Wallace family today. First, let's identify the Wallace family's goals. They have 4 main goals, which are to plan for retirement, plan for Andrew and Olivia's education, pay off their debts, and plan for future living expenses and family members.
All right, let's take a look at the Wallace's family's current financial situation. All right, so monthly income. Every month, the Wallace family is bringing in around $12,000, and after taxes and employer-sponsored deductions are taken out, they have a total net take-home pay of $8,176. These are what typical monthly expenses look like for the Wallace family. Currently, they're spending the most on housing costs, the assisted living for their grandpa John, and their living expenses. After subtracting their expenses from their net income, they have $2,793 left in disposable income that we are going to advise them how to use so they can best set up for their financial future. So here are some of our strategic recommendations for the Wallace family. We decided to split up our plan into phases because we know that it's unrealistic to get everything done at once. So phase 1 is from 0 to 12 years.
All right, now for their tax refund, we know that they typically spend their tax refund on their vacation savings. However, we want to dedicate this towards paying off their high APR debts. And so paying off their credit card debts, they have around $500 remaining, which they can easily pay off in a year. Now, when they are paying off their debts, they're going to be building up their credit score, which means that they're going to be being able to get higher or better rates on their loans in the future, or if they want to refinance. And also, we want to start a credit card for Andrew to build his credit score early on.
And when it comes to savings, having an emergency savings account equal to at least 6 months of expenses is crucial. And that's around $30,000 for the Wallace family. Through our 5-year plan, if they save $325 per month into a high-yield savings account, they'll be able to do so. Now, as Manish mentioned, they are using that tax that they typically use for the annual family vacations, and they're putting it into paying off debts. So we have also put aside a goal of around $250 per month into also a high-yield savings account so that they have that income that they can use to go on vacation this next year. All right, children's education. This is super important to the Wallace family, and we definitely took that into account. Andrew, who doesn't necessarily know what he wants to do yet, is someone who we would recommend go to Regional Ohio State University campus for around $9,000 alone per year for the tuition, and he will live at home so that he doesn't have to pay room and board. And by doing this, he can contribute $725 per month into just the Ohio 529 state education plan. Now, the main reason why we're recommending this path for Andrew to begin with is because Ohio State University has a very special program called the University Exploration Program. Now, this has peer advisors, academic advisors, and specific programs for those like Andrew to explore the over 200 majors available at Ohio State University. So not only is he able to kind of explore what he wants to do, but they're able to do so in a very cost-effective way. Also, of course, we want Andrew to apply to FAFSA, scholarship, and grants in order to help them with financial aid. Now, when it comes to Olivia, she does have this goal to go to the Chicago Art Institute. However, we do not think it is realistic to pin that as her dream and really start saving all that money for something that she wants to do, but she's very young right now. So our plan for her is planning around the average art school tuition, which rounds out to the average Ohio in-state public college tuition as well. So if they contribute around $795 per month. Now, we don't want to kind of kill her dream of going to art school, so we do definitely recommend that she enter art contests and community art programs in order to not just gauge at her passion, but also see where she lies in her ability to be an artist. And of course, most importantly, we want her to apply to FAFSA, but more specifically, scholarships that cater towards her specific story. Olivia's parents unfortunately passed away, and this is something that a lot of programs and scholarships look for when giving out financial aid. So she should definitely apply to that and use her story as a backdrop.
All right, let's take a look at John's assisted living. So we plan for the Wallace family to increase the payment for John's assisted living to $500 a month, as he's 80 years old and he's probably he may have more health complications in the future. If Steve's health insurance plan is a high deductible plan, we want him to create an HSA for John if possible, which will allow him to have long-term care insurance, and because the HSA is triple tax advantage, which we can explain later.
When it comes to insurances, we have 5 main types of insurances that we're recommending. The first one being health. Josh explained what we were recommending in phase 1. And in phase 3, when the family is off Steve's employer health insurance plan, we recommend that they buy a high deductible health plan for her family and open up an HSA through that. Now, for car insurance, during phase 3, we'll talk about this later, but they are going to get a new truck and sell their old one, so we just want them to be mindful to account for the changes in insurance. Now, when it comes to life insurance, we recommend that starting in phase 1, they purchase first to die 10-year term life insurance with coverage of at least $750,000, and this will be around $50 per month. Now, the main reason why we're recommending life insurance is because they do have dependents, so in the case that either one of them passes away, this will help cover all of their assets. Now, starting in phase 2 and phase 2 only, they will have both disability and long-term care insurance. This will help make sure that Steve, who already has some health complications during phase 1, it'll help make sure that all of his health care is taken care of, and in the case that something does happen to him, they will be financially secure.
All right, and moving over to the mortgage, we want to continue paying off their $164,000 debt over the next 12 years. We're suggesting that they don't take an expedited method, and we'll explain later on. And so paying over the next 12 years, they'll be able to retire debt-free from not owing any debt for their mortgage. And we also suggest to never take out home equity, whether it be through a home equity line of credit or a home loan. It is bad and unnecessary debt, and it's also, if you default on that loan, you basically lose your house.
All right, let's take a look at phase 2, which is from years 12 to 18. All right, so for transportation, we recommend that the Wallace family keep on paying off Emily's Subaru Forester, as they only have around $4,300 left on that loan. We know that Steve wants a new truck, and to buy that, we recommend that he sell his current truck, his Ford F-150, for $8,000 to $10,000, and use that money as a down payment on a new car, which we recommend is a Toyota Tacoma, for $28,000. We recommend this truck because it's more reliable than his old F-150 and has better gas mileage, and also still can carry all the work equipment he needs as an electrician.
Right, and Steve is going to retire in phase 3, and we want to make sure that he has a happy retirement. One of his goals is to have a woodworking shop, and so if he saves $100 per month into a high-yield savings account, he can achieve this throughout all of phase 2.
Now, for retirement, we suggest that they both retire at the age of 65. This is to maximize their Medicare, because it starts at 65, and also to get full benefits on their Social Security. Now, for his 401k, we suggest in phase 1 to up his contribution limit to match his employer match. And in phase 2, to then, when his income increases, to get the max contribution limit as well as catch-up contributions. Now, for Emily, we suggest that since her payment method is sporadic, we suggest maxing out and having consistent payments. Also, we suggest to open up a Roth IRA because it is tax-free, and paired with the tax-deferred 401k, it allows for a sort of tax hedge. And also, we suggest to invest in target date index funds because they have low expense ratios, they have automatic asset rebalancing features, and they are diversified.
So phase 3,
1 minute left.
which is years 18 and beyond. So in phase 3, that we recommend that the Wallace family establish an irrevocable living trust to avoid probate taxes and to make sure that their assets get divided the way they want them to be.
Now that we have outlined effective strategies, here's how we will implement them. These are the major changes that we made to the monthly spending plan: spending more on retirement savings, paying off the credit cards, starting an emergency savings, and increasing all insurances and paying for the children's 529 plan. We expect them to keep the same income, so we want them to be on a zero-based budget, so all the money that they have is allocated to a specific resource.
And that $2 million you see at the end is how much they're going to have accumulated from their retirement accounts, their assets, the pension, et cetera. So step 5, review progress. Every 6 months, we're going to check back in with the Wallace family to make sure that they can keep their budget and to see if we need to make any adjustments. Thank you. Do you guys have any questions?
With that being said, that is time. Please reset the clock at 5 minutes. And now, judges will ask you some follow-up questions. At 4 minutes, I will give you 1 minute heads up. So, with that being said, we may begin.
Thank you. Really well done. Excellent job. My question is...
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Please reset the clock to 5 minutes. There we go. You may begin.
Okay, thank you. My question is around into retirement, where the case study talks about that Steve's health care will only cover himself into retirement and not the rest. How did you all think about the cost of health care in retirement?
Yeah, absolutely. So, Josh, if you go back to the insurances slide, in phase 3, we have asked them to purchase a high deductible health plan in which they can set up for an HSA as well. So, not only is the high deductible health plan going to cover the family, excluding Steve, since he has his employer match still, but this will also set up an HSA. So, if Steve or any other family members, for that matter, have specific health causes that they need to extract from, this is a really, really great tool, as it's, as Josh mentioned, triple tax advantage, and it also accounts for that long-term care insurance in there so that, you know, they're set up for the future.
Okay. Well, great job. It was wonderful to hear from you guys, and it's very obvious that you spent a lot of time thinking about this, so thank you. I want to drill a little bit deeper into their health insurance and also how you think about retirement savings. I saw you had the note there about increasing the match so that he could get the full match, but would love for you to drill down into how you also thought about Emily and where you see their retirement. I think you had the 2 million number, maybe a little bit more around your math on that, please.
Yeah, absolutely. So we can dive into the retirement first. So I could talk about Steve. Can you go to Steve's slide? So yeah, so we wanted to contribute, first of all, in phase 1, they didn't really have that flexible of a spending plan. So we wanted to still plan for retirement, but to kind of maximize our gain. And since the match is basically free money, we wanted to contribute at least to the max. I think it's important to at least contribute to the max for any retirement plan possible. And for our overall assets, if you go to the asset slide. Yeah, so from the Roth IRA, the Emily's 401k, and then I guess Steve's 401k as well, these all equate to about $1.6 million over the span of 18 years. And also, Steve has his pension, which he will go off of, his home, which is he has equity and full equity. And also, in general, they do have a sort of HSA right at this point. So this is kind of an emergency health account.
Oh, and going off of that a little bit, in terms of Emily's, I guess, healthcare, we have set them up on, if you go back to the insurances, we do have long-term care and that's into the HSA, so we will account for her health insurance through that.
That was a very good job. Very good job. What if Steve doesn't want a Toyota truck?
All right. We just chose the Toyota Tacoma as like a recommendation for him. Of course, there are plenty of great options for trucks. There's like the Chevy Silverado. There's like the Ram 1500. We just chose this one because it's the most fuel efficient and the most reliable of the bunch. Also, I have one of these at home, so I'm kind of biased, but that's how it is.
These are all merely recommendations. He does not have to get that specific truck.
Yeah, there it is. Okay, so my serious question is, talk to us a little bit about how you prioritize the buckets when funds are freed up. So when funds are freed up from paying off credit cards or from paying off vehicles, or when funds are freed up when John no longer needs
1 minute
needs
left.
care. Talk to us about how you decided is the bucket retirement, kids. Tell us how you made those choices.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is kind of the main reasons why we have specific phases. Now, phase one is the main bucket, I guess, would be children's education. That's why we made it 12 years as well, because by the end of 12 years, Olivia will have graduated college. So that'll be the main push for phase one. And Manish can talk more about.
Yeah, and additionally, in phase one, they're going to be paying off their home mortgage in full, so that's another debt that they're getting rid of. And also, they're going to get rid of their credit card debt, but this is going to be very early on.
Retirement.
And then in phase two, well, in phase one, we're still contributing to the retirement. However, in phase two, once they have that, increased income, or so they have more income, right? They can prioritize more of their retirement, invest more heavily, and this is also where they can take advantage of the catch-up
Time is up.
contributions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.